Hey, this is Luke from Preloaded.com, and I'm really excited today to be able to demonstrate to you a brand new product from Bytes, and the name of this new device is called Egoist. So let's take a look at it. So you may be wondering exactly what is Egoist and what can it do? Well, Egoist combines a slicer with a beat and a bass section, and each of these three engines can be routed through an effect sequencer. So you can load up a sample, you can slice it up and arrange it, pick a beat and add some bass, and then use up to 7 different effects to finish it off. The simplicity and the limitations of Egoist are really going to channel your creativity. And anything you do within Egoist is absolutely immediate. So you can change things on the go while the loop is running, and there's plenty of intelligent random buttons. And your ear will know when it sounds good. If you're not happy with it, then you can just keep playing and adjusting parameters until you find something that sounds really good. So the play button on the top left corner is going to start Egoist. If I click here, there's a drop down menu, and let's go into Rico, and we're going to start off by selecting a random preset. So let's choose pattern, and we can cycle between preloaded loops. You can hear that the drums sound completely different now. It's using different samples. So let's keep it on pattern for now. So we have this tempo control here, and by default it's set to 1/16 with this particular loop. I change it to 1/8 in thirds, or back to 1/16. I can also control the swing amount as a percentage here. So at 28% swing, you can really hear that that's got some groove in it now. And then moving to the right from there, we have the slicer basic controls, so we can deactivate the slicer, so all you can hear is the beat currently. If I reactivate the slicer, we can control the level of it here. And I should also add that I'm using this as a standalone device, but if you loaded this up inside your digital audio workstation as a VST plugin, then you could draw automations within your DAW to control parameters, any parameter, such as the level, fading up, fading out. We also have the bass and then the beat. You can just turn the beat off or control the level of it. And then you can control the overall volume here. To the left, we can see that we have these different tabs. So let's walk you through those before we look at them in depth in further videos. First, we have the slicer window. And the slicer window controls the sample. You can choose samples from the menu that I showed you here, or we can actually load up our own samples and slice them up, which I'll demonstrate later. Next, we have the bass/beat window. So you can program a bass line, you can program beats here. You can really dial in the sound of your bass tones and also your individual drums. Get a lot of control over them here. And then we have the effects tab, where you have 7 different effects, and you can see that as we move these different parameters, visually we see things moving. So this is really, really easy and intuitive. And these effects sound absolutely great. They're very, very high grade, very professional sounding. Finally, we have the Egoist window, where you get a lot more controls. And then down at the bottom here, you can see that we have these 16 different buttons here that control different patterns or different parts or the whole song. So you could see on the right, we have a green button that says pattern. And this is where we would program our patterns, whether it be effects patterns, bass and beat patterns, or slicer patterns. You can then create parts, which are made up of different patterns. So one part may consist of 4 patterns or 6 patterns, or however many you choose. And then we can go into the song tab, and we can program an entire song made up from parts. So you could actually write an entire track using just Egoist, and you can really get a lot of control over it if you want to make it sound exactly how you want. or you could just play with it randomly and in a lot more of an open and experimental way. So this has been an overview of the interface, and in the next video we're going to get more in depth and start looking at the slicer window. So I'll see you in the next video.